Hello everyone. Where does trash go after you throw it away? Do you know that garbage creates $1 million business opportunities? Think statistics. Provide some idea of how uncertain we are about our knowledge. Knowledge is incredibly important to process information to make informed decisions. The US is the king of trash, producing a world-leading 250 million tons a year. Tens of thousands of pounds of trash get thrown away every day. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, the United States generated nearly 5 pounds of trash per person each day in 2018, which is 55% more than, for example, the United Kingdom average of 2.9 pounds. That resulted in a total of 292.4 million tons of solid waste that year. What happens to all the trash on Earth? Every year we dump a massive 2.12 billion tons of municipal solid waste. You might not consider where trash goes once you toss it, but the fact is that all garbage must go somewhere once the items leave your home or office. So where does the garbage go in the US? Everyday items like food scraps, clothing, furniture, batteries, and appliances, otherwise known as municipal solid waste, are disposed of where it can take one of 3 paths: sorted and recycled, diverted to a waste-to-energy facility or incinerator, or tossed in a landfill. The majority of waste, 140 million going into landfills each year, discarded by homes and businesses in the US, yet only 32.1% of American waste is currently recycled or composted. There is so much opportunity for the recycling market to create more financial value and conserve our natural resources. The amount of trash buried in landfills is about 1.5 times the amount put in landfills in 1960, and the overall trash production in the United States has tripled since then. The million tons of trash business opportunities. The waste-to-energy business is gaining traction globally due to the substantial waste volumes generated, environmental concerns, and the potential for energy recovery. Waste-to-energy technologies offer a dual benefit by not only managing waste sustainably, but also producing energy. Waste-to-energy, WD, or energy from waste, EFW, is the process of generating energy in the form of electricity or heat from the primary treatment of waste, or the processing of waste into a fuel source from non-hazardous waste. Waste-to-energy is a lucrative business model, turning waste into energy products like bio-oil, gas, and biochar, enhancing energy efficiency, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and waste sent to landfills. Sustainable waste management. To reduce the size, cost, and environmental impacts of landfills, a promising solution, one that's been recently adopted by the European Commission's Plan of Action for a Greener Future, is the concept of a circular economy. Many regions are shifting from a linear economy, make use dispose, to a more circular economic systems that treat waste as a resource can lead to economic gains while addressing environmental pollution. Waste-to-energy is one of the most robust and effective alternative energy options to reduce methane and CO2 emissions. Waste-to-energy WE technologies, offering a sustainable solution to manage waste and meet rising energy demands, creating opportunities in the waste-to-energy business sector. Waste-to-energy companies manage waste by turning it into energy. Syngas production, waste-to-energy to market. Gasification, the most innovative technologies in waste-to-energy solutions. Future waste-to-energy technology in this sector aims to drive improved sustainability performance, including reduced carbon emissions, reduce costs, minimize waste, and deliver. One route to green energy involves gasifying biomass or waste feedstocks to produce syngas, which can then be burned to produce heat and electricity or converted to liquid fuels. Gasification is often considered the most environmentally friendly method for converting waste into energy, because it emits less CO2 and other pollutants when compared with incineration. Gasification is a thermal WE method, the process of converting waste into a gaseous product by exposure to high temperatures in the presence of oxygen or steam. That's generally considered a much better alternative to incineration, as its product called synthesis gas, also known as syngas, gets cleaned before, rather than after, use. In other words, gasification waste-to-energy plants produce much less pollution than traditional incinerators. Synthesis gas is a mixture of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, CO, and hydrogen, H2. That is used as a fuel gas or further refined to a liquid fuel, but is produced from a wide range of carbonaceous feedstocks and is used to produce a wide range of chemicals. Raw syngas contains mainly significant amounts of carbon dioxide, CO2, and H2O as well that could be used as a potential intermediate in the conversion of biomass into diesel fuel. Compared with traditional fossil fuel, the fuel produced from biogas can reduce the cost of waste management and provide environmentally friendly transportation fuel. Syngas is combustible. The gas often contains some carbon dioxide and methane used for producing ammonia or methanol. Production of methanol from biomasses for large-scale production is done primarily via gasification, which involves partial oxidation by steam and air to produce biosyngas. Methanol is an essential chemical building block for hundreds of consumer and industrial products including paints, carpets, fabrics, building materials, and a variety of health and pharmaceutical products. It's also difficult to substitute based on its unique chemistry, scale, ease of transport, and cost. Ethanol can also be obtained through either the catalytic conversion or the bioconversion of syngas. Ethanol is a renewable fuel. More than 98% of U.S. gasoline contains ethanol to oxygenate the fuel. Typically, gasoline contains E10, 10% ethanol, 90% gasoline, which reduces air pollution. The direct catalytic conversion of syngas to ethanol is also possible. In summary, gasification has inherent advantages over combustion for emissions control. Emission control is simpler in gasification than in combustion because the produced syngas in gasification is at higher temperature and pressure than the exhaust gases produced in combustion. These higher temperatures and pressures allow for easier removal of sulfur and nitrous oxides and volatile trace contaminants such as mercury, arsenic, selenium, cadmium, etc. Gasification systems can achieve almost an order of magnitude lower criteria emissions levels than typical current U.S. permit levels and plus 95% mercury removal with minimal cost increase. How big is the syngas market? Market growth is boosted by the rise in environmental issues and the implementation of government policies to encourage the use of renewable fuels. The rise in demand for synthetic gas from the chemical industry is one of the major factors driving the growth of the global syngas market. Globally, the demand is boosted by advantages associated with syngas such as low energy cost, improved stability, and its use to fuel gas engines for power supply. The global syngas market is anticipated to rise at a considerable rate during the forecast period, between 2023 and 2030. In 2022, the market is growing at a steady rate, and with the rising adoption of strategies by key players, the market is expected to rise over the projected horizon. Reports from 2022 show that global superpowers are still lagging behind in our bid to turn waste to energy. For instance, the U.S. mismanages or landfills about 80% of plastic waste, and worse yet, it landfills over 90% of its post-recycling waste. This means that a very low percentage of waste gets turned into energy. Europe is doing better on all counts, but China has taken a leading role in this movement by replacing landfills with WTE solutions in the past 15 years. Its waste-to-energy capacity exceeds that of the US, EU, and Japan combined. Additionally, the mass production of such plants in China has made waste-to-energy technology more readily available to developing countries in Asia and Africa. This helps fulfill the need we underlined earlier: greater independence in food and energy production. Syngas market growth opportunities and future. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, The global syngas and derivatives market size is estimated to be worth $140,520 million in 2022 and is forecast to a readjusted size of $198,680 million by 2029 with a CAGR of 5.1% during the forecast period 2022 to 2029. Global core syngas manufacturers include Lind, Air Liquide, etc. The top 3 companies hold a share about 5%. China is the largest market, with a share over 55%. With the rising increase in demand, power generation companies are turning to several alternatives. Power generation from syngas. In the US, Japan, and Europe, laws and regulations have significantly increased recycling and reuse of materials from municipal solid waste. Faced with the costly problem of waste disposal and the need for more energy, a growing number of countries are turning to gasification, a time-tested and environmentally sound way of converting the energy in municipal solid waste into useful products such as electricity, fertilizers, transportation fuels, and chemicals. In the gasification process, the municipal solid waste is not a fuel, but a feedstock for a high-temperature chemical conversion process. Instead of producing just heat and electricity, as is done in a waste-to-energy plant using incineration, the syngas produced by gasification can be turned into higher-value commercial products such as transportation fuels, chemicals, fertilizers, and even substitute natural gas. Incineration cannot achieve this. On average, conventional waste-to-energy plants that use mass-burn incineration can convert 1 ton of municipal solid waste to about 550 kilowatt-hours of electricity. With gasification technology, 1 ton of municipal solid waste can be used to produce up to 1,000 kilowatt-hours of electricity. A much more efficient and cleaner way to utilize this source of energy. Gasification can help the world both manage its waste and produce the energy and products needed to fuel economic growth. Where trash goes matters. Now that you know where trash goes after you toss it, you can be more aware of what you dispose of. Implementing waste disposal strategies at home can go a long way toward landfill diversion, which ultimately helps prevent land pollution. You can get started today and even get your community involved. If you have specific perspective, thoughts, and relevant experience around waste-to-energy business, syngas market growth, and related topics, then you are welcome to share and discuss your story with others. Please feel free to leave your response in the comments section below. I appreciate your time and energy watching this video. Thank you for watching. Never stop learning and share knowledge. Stay connected to this channel. Goodbye and see you.